All right. What's good, everybody? Welcome back to the Perspective Podcast. And we all know why I'm saying it wrong. It's because everybody else can't say it right? So today, I'm actually, oh, yeah, there's nobody here. I think I'm solo. Or am I?
Let's go! Come on, baby! Let's go! Come on! Woo! Woo!
Yeah.
Hello, everybody. Honored to be here. Thanks for inviting me.
No. I'm happy to have you, and hopefully everybody's happy to see you. Mr. Christian, the man behind all the magic that we do as realtors. But before all that, you are.
I'm a Commanders fan, Skins fan, yeah. My man told me over here to come in with a jersey. He's seen my TikTok videos where I'm a little bit of a crazy fan, but I enjoy it, man. It's fun. Just like mortgages, you know? Football, mortgages. That's my life. I guess I'm a father, too. Those are the three things that take up my time.
The great, what do they call that? The three, triad? No. Is it a triad?
Triumvirate? I don't know.
You know, the three legs of greatness.
Oh, okay. That's even better. I like that better.
I made that.
Yeah, greatness. All right. Here we go.
No, so, I mean, before Christian is our lender, before all that, I know you're pretty big with the Commanders, you're saying, right?
Yeah.
You're pretty. I'm
Big
pretending
fan.
like I don't know you, but we all know we know him, right? We know.
Yeah. No, I'm a little bit of a crazy fan. Listen, I like to be considering myself. This jersey right here. This is Jaden Daniels, my quarterback. I want to be the Jaden Daniels of mortgages. That's my goal.
That's your goal.
Yeah. You say greatness. I mean, this guy's great. So, and like, listen, if we're talking football, this team has been real bad for a real long time. So
Oh, my God.
I haven't had a good time for the last 24 years. But then our owner sold the team. Horrible owner, Dan Snyder, if you heard of him. And now all of a sudden, then we got this guy, and now gray skies will clear up. This seems like the clouds are gone now. I'm enjoying football again.
Claritin clear.
Yeah, that's right. Claritin clear. That's right. Claritin. That's like a skin thing, right?
Yeah. No, I think it's an allergy thing.
Allergy. Oh, yeah,
Is it?
Claritin. That's right.
Wait, is it? Yeah.
That's right.
We're gonna go with that.
My daughter takes. I should know that. She has allergies.
Oh,
She
no.
takes that. Sorry, Livy. I love you, baby.
Yeah, an apology to home.
Yeah.
Apology to home.
I know.
So,
Hopefully, my wife's not watching this, or I'm in trouble.
I mean, it's funny you say that because it's been raining like constantly.
Oh my God.
Last and I know you're all over the place. So like, what you been up to, Christian? Because we've never had a sit down, right?
Yeah, this is my first time. I mean, speaking of the rain, it's been raining so much that yesterday I went down to my basement and had this weird, musty smell. And I look, and the whole corner of my basement now is like a big leak. I have like a little arcade thing set up there that's soaking wet. So, yeah, thanks, rain. So now I got to figure out, hey, is this going to be something that I don't know if it's like a pipe or like a basement thing.
Yeah,
I have to wait to see if it dries. Do I need a sump pump down there? It's like $5,000.
Oh, no.
I mean, you do this real estate stuff, you know that's a costly project. So
Yeah.
I'm trying to keep my eye on it and hope to God that it just goes away, and hopefully it's just there's just a lot of rain. But
One-off,
I don't want mold, right? I got
No.
kids. I don't want anyone to get sick. So probably something that my cheap butt is gonna have to take care of. So yeah. That's why
man.
I've been up to that, doing mortgages for you. For lots of people, and following my Skins, my Commanders, and a little bit of golfing. I try to golf sometimes too, but I'm not that good at it. So I enjoy it, but I'm terrible.
I was gonna ask for a personal record.
Yeah, personal record. Last year I did. You want like a score record?
Yeah.
Okay, so last year I did. I just started in guys, if you ever want to learn how to do golf, don't wait till you're 40 years old to learn like me, because my body can't do things that that you kids could do. But last year I did break 80, which was like the first time I ever did that. That was
okay.
That was amazing. I had a few margaritas to celebrate and felt really good about myself. But that's the thing about golf. You go out there, you make a couple good shots. You're like, I could figure this thing out. I mean, this game's easy. Then you go out and you hit 8 balls in the woods. You're like, I hate this. I hate this game. God, it's terrible. Why do I do this? But yeah, it's fun. It's something that I've gotten a little bit addicted to, but I stink at it. I've never actually done anything I've been so bad at that I like so much. It's weird, but what are you gonna do?
I mean, what are you gonna do?
Yeah, I'm an old guy. What else am I gonna do? I'm not gonna run around anymore.
I mean, hey, look. What if I was interested in starting golf? Where
Yeah.
would I start? What would you recommend?
Listen, I'd say get a lesson. I mean, that's the one thing you gotta do. Just start with a lesson. Because my wife goes out and does it. Now she's gonna kill me again. But I went out with her the other weekend, and she's always asking me like, Christian, how do I hit the ball straight? Like, how do I steer the ball? I'm like, have you seen my shots, Jenny? Like, you think I can? I'm just gonna mess you up. I mess myself up. I'm not gonna mess you up too. So get a lesson from someone who knows what the heck they're doing. Don't listen to anything I say. Let's put it that way. That's not gonna get you anywhere.
I mean, fair assessment. I can't give advice on my hobbies either unless you're trying to go pro. Are you trying to go pro?
No. Pro. Yeah. That's a good one.
Wait.
I'm just trying to make it through a round without embarrassing myself. That's my goal. So
I got a question. What is the difference between the irons or the clubs? Let me get it politically correct. You know the difference?
Yeah. The clubs, the clubs, the drive. Well, yeah. I mean, it's just distance. So like, your driver goes the furthest. Then you have like, if you're like really far out, like 200 yards away, you may want to get like one of your woods out, and then like it goes like 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9's the shortest. Then you have wedges. They usually go shorter. So sometimes if you're chipping, use those. I sound like I know what I'm talking about. All in theory, that's all great, but sometimes like the other day I was like 80 yards away. I'm like, oh, get my sand wedge out. Yeah. That's perfect, and I scolded over the green. So just depends how you hit it too. So and then putting's a whole different can of worms. But yeah. But that's why it's so. I think that's why it's so like addicting to me. I'm kind of like a perfectionist.
Oh yeah.
I also like get so like. It's like maddening to me. Like I want to figure it out, which I'm gonna go up be on my deathbed and not figure out the game of golf. I think like even the pros, like Tiger Woods might not even. He might tell you I haven't figured out golf yet. Like it's so hard to figure out. But like someone like me, my personality, like I want to. Like every day I go out, I'm like I want to figure this thing out. This is great, and you kind of like that's how you get into it so much, and that's how it becomes so. Great and awful at the same time. But
great answer. Great answer.
Yeah. That's all I could tell you.
I thought that, if I ever got into it, I might need, one of those new, you got a leveler, right? You use it to level stuff. Then you draw on a wall or something.
Yeah.
They got the laser levelers now.
Yeah.
You think a laser level would help me with the angles in golf, or is that not the application?
I don't know. I don't think so. I mean, I have a rangefinder that you could use that like you could see how far you are away from the green, but I mean that's it. Like that's the thing about golf. See, the thing about golf that's crazy, where it's like bad for me,
right?
Is that I'm a grinder. So I'm a hard worker. Like you know me. I'm answering the phone like 7, 8 o'clock at night. And my whole life I was a runner in college. So like the harder I worked, the more I saw results, and the faster I was, and the more successful I was, till eventually, I won the state championship, and it's because I was out there in the morning running before school. Same with mortgages. Like I work. I've the harder I work, the more I get back to people. It seemed like the more my production would go high.
Right.
Golf, I mean, sometimes you could work hard. Like I'll go out there, I'm like, I'm gonna go out there and like the more I go out, the better I'm gonna get. But then you start practicing like bad habits. You get really good at doing really bad things, and it could be like worse for you. So like that's why golf is probably I'm never gonna be good at it. I mean, let's throw it out there. I'm never gonna be a good golfer. But I admit it, I confess. But yeah, that's the whole. It's fun.
Okay, all right. So what Christian's saying is, don't go to him if you need golf advice.
No,
but he'll play around with you. You'll play around with him, right?
Yeah,
you'll play around with him. So you could join him for a game. He's a great guy.
Yeah.
Great.
You probably feel good about yourself when you're playing me too. So good for your confidence. Be like, oh, I'm not as bad as this guy. All right, that's good.
All right. Let's not go and take points off Christian. All right, don't. Leave him with his 80.
Let me do that.
Leave him with his 80.
Yeah, that's right.
That was a good one. And in the nature of loan jokes, then let's hear some more about your lending experience, right? Not necessarily like I'm asking you for your resume. I'm like, one, I want to know what's like the craziest loan you've ever worked with, and two, then we'll go into what you're up to, what you typically do for people that we send to you, and even outside of that, yeah.
Sure, a craziest loan I've ever done. Well, actually, now that you asked for professional Christian, I can take off sports Christian and now professional Christian.
You appeared.
Yeah, there I am.
Nice to meet you, sir.
Nice to meet you. I'm professional Christian.
Yeah.
This guy, golf, football Christian, immature Christian. He's out of here. Let's get this out of here. Go Skins. All right. Craziest loan I've ever done, man. I mean, I've been doing this for 20 years, Romano, and I've run into some crazy ones. I'll have to think about that because there's so many. God, there's so many. That's a tough question. But I'll start with your second question. I mean,
Right.
You refer me a client immediately. I'm getting a hold of them and trying to learn as much about them as I can. I mean, the key to every single loan that I do is that first conversation, right? Because that's when you can learn the most from everyone. I mean, back in the day, I used to meet with all my clients. Now it's not. After COVID, it seems to have changed. So the phone conversation to me is just really important. Ask, then I figure out what they really want. What's important to them? Is it the monthly payment? Is it the location they're trying to find? Is it the down payment? Is it the, I mean, you learn as much as you can about someone right away and just try to ask the right question. I try to let them know, like, listen, I'm the guy you could tell everything to, right? I'm not the underwriter. I'm not going to say denied if you tell me something. I'm going to tell you I'm not the underwriter. So I'm going to tell you, what you need to do to get around, to not necessarily get around it, but get to your point where you do qualify, where that might not be an issue, whether it be employment, whether it be did you file your taxes, are you self-employed, stuff like that. So, that, and then after that, they usually fill out the application online, fill out all their information after I learn a lot about them, and then I call them right away and I tell them what I think. What I think the best spot for them is, how they look. We'll talk about their credit. We'll go through their credit thoroughly, and then we'll get some documents. And then, after that, I'll have another conversation with them. I'll say, based on the documents, now I'm going to tell Romano I know everything about them. They're officially pre-approved for this because I don't want any surprises either. I know a lot of people, trust me, people that I've worked with in the past, people that I see, people I hear about, will just take the information over the phone and be like, all right, you know what? I think you go to 250,000. Yeah, they haven't seen their tax returns. They haven't. No. Then all of a sudden, you get into the process, and you're like, oh, by the way, I know they paid child support. I didn't know this. I didn't know they were divorced.
Yeah.
So we make sure they're like, it might be a pain in the butt to get the documents, but we'll know everything about them right away. So when you're going out there, that there's going to be no surprises. Yeah, which is not something you like. I bet. I bet I could throw the question back at you. Like, what was the craziest real estate transaction you ever did?
Oh,
probably something to do with a bad lender. I bet.
Oh, yeah, honestly, I was just about to say actually, I gotta give you props for everything you just said. Because a lot of people fail to meet that mark. They fail to go a little deeper, even a little deeper, even like a centimeter through the doorway with people.
Yeah.
They don't ask these driving questions. They don't ask these questions that can help make the process smooth for you and especially for us.
Right. Yeah.
And we don't like to have people's business get messed up. So we always go for our top hitter. Our number, that was a 9. Was that 9? Tell me it was a 9.
9 what? Oh, your iron?
No, it was a 9 shirt, right?
Oh, yeah, no, number 5, Jaden Daniels.
Yeah, he's our number 5.
Oh, JD's not watching this right now. I'm pretty sure he's not, so I think we're safe.
Yeah, I think we're going to be safe.
Yeah.
Luckily.
Yeah.
But you're our number 5, you know what I mean? Like, especially one of our best lenders out here is because you do that legwork with people. I got to deliver the props from the team to you.
Yeah,
because that's how we feel. Because when we need something done properly, you need it done thoroughly. We're calling you up. Because you'll help people beyond hey, you're looking for a loan. All right, but I can get you this much. I'll talk to you later. All right, just let your realtor know that we may need to talk again another time. Beep. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's very nice of you to say. I appreciate that. I love working with you guys. You guys are the best. I love all your clients. And I think it's not even just that. Like, the first conversation is 2 things, right? Like, you want to know as much about them as you can. You want to know everything about them financially, so we're not messing up the pre-approval. But it's relationship building. You want to not only you want to find out what the hot buttons are for these buyers, what's most important to them, but we want to get to know them and build relationships. That's our whole business, right? Like, if we're not treating people right, we're not eating food. Right. I mean, that's it. So that's why with me, it's like I think if you're in this job this is real estate, this is mortgages. I mean, this is probably any kind of sales job or relationship job. You're not, if you're in it for the money, that's not gonna, I'm doing a loan. I just did a refinance where, I'll tell you, so you talk about a crazy deal. So there is a guideline where, if you're doing a cash out refinance, it's with Freddie Mac and Fannie Mae. It actually changed over the last couple of years, but, you have to own the property for at least 12 months to be able to do a cash out refinance. You can't do it before that point. So I have someone that want to do it before that point, and we were just striking out, and finally we found an investor that we have that's not tied to Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac that could do it. So we did it for him, and I ended up having to do this loan for no commission. It was just a free loan. We basically referred it to somebody, but I don't care. Like I've never cared, and I think you guys are the same way. It's like that's an opportunity for me to do something good for someone, and they earn trust with someone, and they might not refer me all their friends and family.
Right.
That's like we're in this for the long haul. I'm not folding up shop trying to make the much commission I can, folding up my suitcase and moving on to the next country, the next state. I have to be able to provide for my family. So how do we do that? You and I. Well, people have to trust us. They have to like us. I mean,
right.
that's what it comes down to. We have to be. But that's the most important thing. I mean, we're in the world of social media now. We're in the world of everything's going online. But still, trust is important. Relationships are important. I think that's part of what makes you and I, kind of semi-successul here, right?
No, especially, and I really appreciate that story you shared, because it's funny you say that, because I'm a recent investor.
Yeah,
I bought a house for the first time, whether it's a homeowner or just because I wanted to make money off the property. I had it for less than 12 months.
Right. Yeah.
I flipped it within 3-4.
Yep.
So it was ready, done, and could be rented. I wanted to cash out refinance. Couldn't find nobody.
Yeah.
It wasn't possible. I had to wait 12 months.
Yeah.
So I was locked in.
Yeah.
And I really should have gave you a call, but I wasn't even sure. Had I even reached out to you at that point? I don't even know.
Yeah.
I don't know if we knew each other at that
We
point.
might not have known each other.
We might not have known each other. So I was screwed.
How long have we known each other for?
I have no
It's been a couple
clue.
of years?
Way too long.
Way too long?
Way too long. Now I don't even remember the start.
Yeah.
How did I reach out to you, Christian? Or did you get to me?
That's a good question. I bet we had a mutual client or something, and maybe we worked together on a deal, and we just fell in love with each other. That's what happened. I think that's what happened. I mean,
was a hometown partnership? Is that what
that's
called?
right. Yeah. Like a Hallmark movie. That's what it was. It's a happy ending.
Out of Connecticut, too. That's the funny part.
Yeah, I know.
That's true. We're pretty known for those.
Yeah, that's right.
For those movies.
Yeah.
But no, I mean, I'm glad that connection was formed. If I'm in a similar situation again, which I probably will be as an investor,
flipping houses.
realtor.
Yeah, there's a lot of things a lot of different creative programs you do with flipping houses. But yeah, we should talk definitely.
Right. Well, no, we're going to talk further, and I'm not doing this for the camera. It's like we didn't have this connection before, but it's like there's more than just me, because we deal with a lot of clients that we help become investors,
right?
And they oftentimes do need to refinance. So now it's like it's going to certainly be my priority to let Christian know, like, yo, look, well, we got another investor. So what can we do for them? Not to say I want to lose Christian business. Like he said, he had to go find some outside. But if someone is certainly in a position where it'll be optimal for everyone, especially Christian, then that would be great, because now I have him in mind. That's how well what you're doing works, especially with your realtor partners. I hope all the other ones see it, because you're a great dude. You're out here doing stuff.
You're gassing me up. I like it. Thank you. This is nice. Very nice of you. But it's true. Like a lot of times with investors, the biggest thing is, right, you find a flip, that's your house to leverage to get more houses. So you got to take the cash out. So you got to take advantage of having the equity there to keep building your empire. So it's important to know the right strategies. Yeah, that's a big thing.
Mm-hmm. So speaking of empire, right? Why aren't you building your empire, Christian?
I have a little bit of an empire. I do I used to invest in multifamilies. Okay. I did a little, not that much flipping. I did a flip that wasn't on purpose that actually was really good. It was I had a property in Newport that I bought, and I happened to buy it it's very exclusive. So I do the Airbnb thing.
Yeah.
And there's exclusive zones in the city of Newport. It's very good to know, everyone. Although it's like very, very tough. It used to be like no one followed the rules, right? Everyone was just doing the Airbnbs, and it didn't matter if you're in the right zone or not. But then right after I bought this house, Newport, the city, smacked down and started fining people $10,000 a pop for doing Airbnbs when they weren't in the right zone. So everyone was in an uproar. It caused a lot of havoc in Newport, quite honestly. But I was kind of sitting there like, okay, this is kind of nice. And then my house doubled in value, and I ended up at the same time buying another property in Newport. But that one I'm just like, we should sell this right now. This is great. And then, of course, the problem with doing Airbnbs, which I'm running into now, I'll tell you about the unhappy ending. I'll tell you the good stuff and the bad stuff. But when you're doing Airbnbs, you're using it with your family, right? So like my sister and her kids, my kids, like they all started to develop great memories there. Then I'm like, hey, we're selling it. And then the tears came. I'm like, oh my God. And you feel like the worst guy in the world, right?
Right.
Like, oh my, like, what about the yard? We used to grill. We had fireworks and this and that. I'm like,
it's gotta go.
So I had to trying to, the teaching moment for my daughter, I'm like, well, look, sometimes you buy something and you try, the goal is to try to sell it for more than you buy it for. So I'm like, if we sell it, you might be able to get a bike, because we'll have some extra money. So then I that worked the first time. I'm trying to do something but now it's becoming, now she's older, so it's now I'm trying to do this with our property in Florida, which is not doing good. And she's like, well, I want to get a phone. I'm like, you're 10 years old. I don't want to get you a phone yet. So I'm like, oh, shoot, now wait a minute. I think I set myself up for failure here the first time, but I was able to flip that. It doubled in value, so I ended up selling it, paying off my mortgage at home, and it was
nice.
Yeah, it was a great thing. So that would work, but it's like with real estate, sometimes you swing and you miss, So I've had I've had good ones, I've had some bad ones. This recent one in Florida, I did Airbnb, but then of course the insurance. You probably heard of the insurance explosion down in Florida. Oh my God! So
hurricanes and stuff. Yeah.
So we bought the place. The numbers kind of worked when I bought it. I was pushing it a little bit. It's a great place right on the beach. My family's had a great time down there, so it's even worse now. I just listed it. But the insurance, what do condo associations do when insurance goes up? Their master policy goes up, got to put it on the people that live there. So or their own properties there. So our condo fees doubled, our insurance doubled, taxes doubled. So now I'm like, this doesn't work anymore. This is bad. And, but of course my family has gotten really attached to that place, and it's now we're listing it, and we were just there in April, and then I'm going out, my wife and daughter on the deck with tears streaming down their cheeks. I'm like, oh, Christian's bad guy again, Yeah. So that's my empire is, it's a little empire now, but we do a little different model than the multifamilies and the flips. I did that back in the day. I was the landlord thing. Now I'm like, not doing that as much anymore. But not that it's not a great thing to do. I just, you got to be, the landlord, having tenants, dealing with that. That's it's like a part-time job sometimes.
Especially, right?
So
sometimes people hire us to do that.
Right.
To deal with their tenants.
Sure. Yeah, of course. Yeah. Oh, so
it's a part of our job.
Yeah.
It's a whole thing. So
realtors have a lot of jobs, don't they? They deal with the tenants, they're landlords, they're photographers, they're realtors, they're what are you guys? Are therapists too, right?
Oh yeah, no, especially therapists. I mean, I would hate to say that divorces is the worst kind of business we get, because it's business, but divorces can be very sad.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Can be very, very sad.
It's part of all the time when divorces happen, they call me because one person usually has to get refinanced off the mortgage, that kind of thing. But it's the tragedy is still part of our business, but it's it's terrible when you run into that. You feel for the people and for the clients, that's for sure.
Right.
Anything with death and probate, that's always tough. But but it's always good to be able to help people and get to where they have to and where they need to be and where they want to be. With situations like that, 'cause a lot of times they're in trouble and they gotta get out of it. So you and I come in there and hopefully can help them if we can.
Right.
Do everything we can for them.
And I feel like, not to stick on the negative of those situations, but because as a realtor, I know that there's a lot of people who don't know what to do in those situations, right?
Right.
So if you're ever faced in a situation where we're ever in a problem where you bought a house with someone,
yep,
and now you're not even talking to the other person you bought the house with, you're saying that what's the go-to out for that? Because a lot of people don't know.
Well, I mean, it depends how bad the situation is, but the go-to out is you want to get. I mean, if they're married, that makes it more complicated. I mean, they got to talk to an attorney, that's for sure.
Yeah.
But before you spend $350 an hour to talk to an attorney or whatever it is, I could definitely talk to you about the mortgage part of it, the financial part of it, and try to advise you the best way I can. Same with you. You could advise them on the real estate part of it, but a lot of times that involves attorney and trying to figure out what the deal is, but. A lot of times people come to me after that, after they have everything figured out. They're look, I have 12 months to refinance and get myself off the mortgage, or get my wife, the ex off the mortgage, and now there's child support, now there's alimony, and it's because sometimes before they sign the final divorce decree, I could figure that out for them and make sure they're okay, based on the preliminary figures, from the separation agreement and stuff like that. So, it's something we deal with, and it's definitely you hate to hear people go through it, but it's part of life. you know?
Yeah, I mean,
not the good part, but yeah.
And I say that because I wanted to let people know, like, we got you in the good times and the bad.
Oh, yeah.
And everything in between.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Right? If you want to be the next Warren Buffett, we can help you get there.
Yeah.
We can
Yeah, we can try. Yeah. I look at you. I'm like, well, I want to be the next Warren Buffett. How do you get me there? That's great.
You got a great start. You're a short-term rental guy. Mm-hmm. Whether good or bad, it's a lot more than a lot of people are able to accommodate because most people aren't able to handle the risk associated with real estate.
Right.
So
yeah,
it's great to see, like Christian, he's got his hand in the pool, and like if you want someone with experience, he's got it. He knows what it's like to be an investor himself. He works with investors in some cases.
Absolutely,
and he does a ton of everything.
Yeah,
you got a bag of tricks.
A bag of tricks. Yeah, personal experience with with my professional and personal experience. Yeah, absolutely.
Right.
Right. The thing about the difference between like just from an investment standpoint with the Airbnbs, it's like we're talking about dealing with tenants and tough to deal with tenants and being the landlord. Well, it's a whole different game with Airbnb because you're dealing with sometimes different tenant every single week.
Oh yeah.
So like depending on the hot season, so you have to get turn over your unit with cleaners and laundry and make sure that there's something wrong. You got to kind of be available to be like, and the stove's not working or air conditioning's off. Like it's not like sometimes with like the multifamilies, it's like or you're investing that way. It's like you get a good tenant, you're kind of set a little bit. Yeah, you got to make sure you take care of them and they got heat and all that. But sometimes that's like a lot less maintenance than the Airbnb thing. The positive part about the Airbnb thing, you get to enjoy it with your family. It's like an investment you can enjoy. When I had my multifamilies in New Britain, I wasn't going over and being like, let's go on, let's get a getaway weekend. Let's go down there and one of the units is empty. Let's go hang out. No, it's a little different ball game. So,
the floor is clear, guys.
Yeah,
let's go.
Exactly.
Okay, so. That's funny, but I got a question then, because you seem like you did some long distance investing with Florida there, right? And I know it's HOA, so in mentioning that the external is mostly taken care of by the association.
Right.
So how did you manage the inside? Because maybe some people, they want to invest further away from home, but they don't know how to go about it. Right.
It's a challenge. So like, my wife usually takes care of most of like the property management, like with the tenants and stuff like that. So she tried that at first. Now it's a little different than you can't, get down there if there's something wrong like we can in Rhode Island or whatever. So we ended up using a management company this past year, but they'll take like 20% of the profit. So but it's it's hands off. You don't have to deal with much. So that's the decision you have to come to. When you're going far away, those are the challenges. Like a lot of people will opt to having a management company take care of it. Yeah, that eats into the ROI, into the profits, of course, but. But it also like that might be necessary for some people. It's really tough. Now, we looked at the numbers and since we're so negative,
right
now as we're listing it, my wife is going to try to take it over again, and I'm like, you sure you want to deal with that again? So yeah, it's a challenge. I mean, we knew going in that it was going to be a different challenge being far away, but yeah, it's it definitely was like a little bit of a learning experience with that. So yeah, definitely different when it's further away.
True. And I'm glad you could provide this knowledge for anyone watching this episode. I feel like you certainly mentioned something that not a lot of people think about when it comes to investing, especially if they haven't invested yet, is the emotional attachment that comes with it.
Sure.
I mean, even I myself, I had one, and I put in a lot of details to get it to where I wanted it to go.
Yeah.
And I loved the place.
Yeah,
right? I loved the place, but I had to sell it.
Yeah.
I had to sell
true. You put your blood, sweat, and tears into it. That's then all of a sudden it's like this is my baby here, and this is my project. Like I put so much into this. Like the next person that buys isn't going to appreciate it like I do, but all the hard work I put in. But yeah, I mean, that's why again I try to explain it to my kids. I'm like, and my wife, like these are investments. With the place we live in right now. Yeah, that's our house, that's our home, that's different. But like these other properties, yeah, they're like we're doing it because it's an investment for maybe future in our retirement, this and that. Yeah, but it's cool to enjoy it.
Right.
But like, and it's hard too. It's hard, like especially like in Florida, the beach. Like you think I even was leaving. I'm thinking about my kids splashing in the water, playing frisbee on the beach, and we've been there like a dozen times already on vacations. But it's like. even me, I have to be like, okay, you got to like, if you're losing $20,000 a year, you put that out. That's a great memory. But guess what? We could, for $20,000 a year, I try to tell my wife, I'll take you on a great vacation. You want to go to like a Mediterranean cruise? Like, let's do that, we only go down there twice a year. It's not worth losing all this money, but
right.
that those are decisions that everyone has to come down to and make everyone understand. So that's
right.
is what it is, I guess.
I mean, that's great knowledge for people to tap, and I'm glad we could provide it again. So, is there anything else you want to let people know about? Gotta dig deep.
Yeah, geez, digging deep now. I'd say like all my buyers out there, keep your head up because I think there's going to be some clear skies coming. Just like my friend Jaden Daniels over here. Like as a Washington fan, can't believe I'm correlating with Washington, but it took a while, but like now gray skies have cleared up. I think inventory is rough right now, but I think it's gonna. I'm already. I don't know about you. I'm already starting to feel a change. Like I've gotten busier, and it seems like offers are getting accepted more readily. There's still competition, but it seems like it's not as crazy. I think rates are gonna maybe. I know rates are gonna dip. The question is, when. I don't know that. You don't know that. I think even the people that are supposed to know it don't know it. I mean, there's so much uncertainty in the economy right now.
Right.
But it's just I've been doing this for 20 years. It's cyclical. I tell everybody. It's like when the rates were 2.5%, 3%.
Right.
I knew they were going to go up. Of course. It was a matter of when. When's it going to drop? And all of a sudden, like a slap in the face. Boom, boom. There we go. They went up like crazy right away. It's going to be the same with this. Eventually it's been a big upturn and still economically still very historically low. It just didn't seem that way because we just came from the lowest, the record-breaking rates that we've ever seen in our entire lives, that the economy's ever seen. And we might not ever see that again, but, knock on wood. Is this wood right here? We knock on the...
God knows.
Maybe we'll see it again, but rates will drop. I'm telling you they will. It's just a matter of when. So, I know that's, a big part of inventory. The people that are in their 3% interest rate are hesitant to sell. They're like, well, why would I, even if I'm going to downsize, why would I sell? And I'm paying the same payment that I'm paying now, at a bigger house. Why would I sell? So I know that's a lot of the thinking right now, and that's why the inventory is low. And I know there's a lot to do with rates. But I'm telling you, they will. I've seen this. I've been through 2007. I've been through a lot of crazy markets. This is a crazy one. Don't get me wrong. Not underselling this one, but I think it's we're gonna see a nice turn, and all you buyers hang in there. Even if you get in now, and the rate might be a little bit higher, that might be a good thing because when the rate's low, there's going to be more of an influx of buyers, right? So you get in there. I offer a no closing cost refinance to all my buyers, so you're going to get that low rate anyways.
Wow. Okay.
And that's why I do it because it's okay. Instead of waiting for the economy to turn, you find a house you really love, go for it, and we're going to still get you to that lower rate eventually, even if it's not there now. As long as you can afford the payment now, that's the important thing. You got to be able to eat food now with the payment the way it is, but it's just going to get better. Just ask Jaden Daniels and the Washington Commanders. All right, enough of that. You told me to come and talk with the football jersey. Now you got me talking burgundy and gold. But
if anything, honestly, y'all got to comment. So you got to comment and let me know. Does Christian have a future in sports commentary? Because I could see it. Prime time.
I got a face for TV, but I got the passion. I got the passion for it.
Yeah, he's got a passion for it. So. Yeah. I was happy to have him here. I'm sure the team is going to be happy to see him on the episode, and I think you're going to be even more ecstatic to see what he's said so far. Thank you again, Christian, for joining us. Right? We're going to wish everybody a good night. It's not even nighttime. I think it's the morning. But
it's dark outside, though, with this rain. I mean, I see how you messed it up. But thanks for having me. This is great. I'll come on this thing anytime. I love hanging out with you.
Yeah, so have a good one, everybody.
See ya.
Peace.